Very interesting belief. I know there's a lag. This is what it's going to take. This is what it's going to take. It's going to take you getting out of your feelings. It's going to take you getting out of your feelings. And you're going to have to lock in. And you got to get out of the dopamine. Excuse me. You got to get out of the dopamine hit. Yep. You got to get out of the dopamine hits. And the dopamine hits are really what's keeping us going, because a lot of us want to believe that progression is being made when it's really false. It's very false progression. It's faux progression, FAUX. So I got off of, and when I say deleted social media, we know that social media is more oftentimes the Facebooks of the world, the Instagrams, the TikTok, and any type of social media platform that prioritizes algorithmic short form content instead of embracing valuable content, because I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew that the time of reckoning was going to come, because Gen Z is up next. Okay, Gen Z is up next. They are already in the workforce. I'm gonna tell you how that code, like that kind of comes together. When we start thinking about buyer psychology and we start thinking about forecasting, because a lot of us can't even forecast. And I'm looking at Christine's message. Yes. Y'all forgive me. I had that cold, that little thing, and it's still kind of working through me. So as I'm drinking, like, guzzling back water, I didn't have any coffee today, so I could be totally present on this live. But what was happening is that short form content is a detriment to the brain. It's really a bad result. And we are unfortunately creating little monsters in the mind, because the thing is, and when I say we, I'm talking about society, because there are people that are doing this. We're just the recipients, we're just the users, right? We're just the end users of what people are creating, right? So short form content where everything is built upon the dopamine hit is what is going to probably be the downfall, because I've told, we know this. The mind is for sale. They're telling you that oil is high commodity. They're telling you that, AI, this data is the byproduct of a person's attention span. Data has been told to us that it is the new oil. And this is true for a tech future. The more data that you have on a person, you can manipulate data. Come on, somebody. You are you can manipulate information. You can scramble up data. You can manipulate time. Time can change on you when everything is digital. They can speed up time and they can slow time. Data is easily manipulated, because the war is not on, quote unquote, the feminine, quote unquote, the masculine. The war is for your mind. Your mind is up for grabs. I'm reading The Bold and Unbothered. She said a creator said that she's quitting social media because she's used to going in detail, and that's how she was taught growing up. And now, because of social media, it has messed her up with pushing short form content. And absolutely. So most of us are used to being thorough, and a lot of times, is this phone going out? I wonder. Okay, I'm good. May have to take this out to charge a little bit, but it's we're used to going in detail and explaining different things like concepts and things like that. Like I'm a teacher by nature. Like I'm just I've taught post secondary, um, school, college. I've taught associate's degree programs, entry level, bachelor's degree programs at Belhaven University. I taught general psychology, social psychology, human development, which is why um, I know so much about the human brain and the development phases that people go through. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs and the Erickson's psychosocial theory of development, etc. So these types of psychological concepts, I've always been very interested in the brain, and it was really by divine design that I was really catapulted into that field, considering that I wanted to be a journalist. And a lot of people didn't even know this. I went into college, wanted to be a journalist because I love to write, which is a part of my genetic makeup, if you will, because I love to write and I love to read, even now. And writing was how I got through a lot of things, being an only child for 10 years and then growing up a whole generation, almost a half generation older than my siblings. And what has happened in our generation, in our time, is that we're raising up a generation that cannot hold their attention to plan, to properly guide themselves, to think for themselves, to form some type of opinion that is intertwined within. A lot of people, the new indoctrination in so many ways is short form content that's in bite sized amounts that fit into these three buckets, which is what? Education, entertainment, and empowerment, right? So you have these pieces that people can choose to take part in depending on their mood, depending on their feelings. And so, what we are expecting them also to do is hold space for an educational system that don't even know what they're going to be teaching in the next 10 years or what they're going to even be doing in the next 10 years. And we're steady keeping them in a busy whirlwind to keep them away from home so that the parents can work, when the educational system have absolutely no idea what these babies will be doing in 10 years. You have the majority of the Gen Alpha, I'm saying, yeah, Gen Alpha and Gen Z, the younger Gen Z, that really want to lean into more what? They want to be YouTubers. They want to be influencers. They want to do more creative work than they did than we. See, we had career ladders. We had a projected plan, right? Millennials had a career ladder. We were given career plans. We were given a 10-year, 15, 20-year projections. So everybody knew what they were going to be doing. There was something to look forward to. And when everybody started to pursue that, guess what also started to happen? Social media became the place where a lot of people began to, first of all, find some level of community and collaboration with other creators or other people from around the world. It started off with keeping up with friends. It started off with keeping up with what are you eating for dinner and taking pictures of your food and celebrating engagements and celebrating baby showers and celebrating marriage, celebrating new degrees, celebrating trips, taking pictures of mountains. Then we started to get into the crave of dancing and sharing our, issue with this and issue with that. And then it kind of spiraled from there. And then business started to get intertwined. So we started to use social media as a means to possibly share about our businesses and what we were doing in our companies. And nobody knew that it was going to go there. It just went there, right? Where now social media has become another business hub. It became the mall of society. This is good. Where you could go in and out in people's storefront, which is your profile. But then it also brought in people that were upset about what was going on in the world, people that were upset about business owners advertising and marketing, people upset about, these coaching programs and making all these groups and da 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 da. So people began to get into explaining, describing, communicating their disdain for people's outpouring of content that was quote unquote not in alignment to what social media was initially for. Social media was social media, social. Quadisha, you should have asked that question. That's a fair question. That is a very fair, that's an actual fair question. I would have expected that question. And for them to not even bring it up is a concern for me. She said, I was about to ask the teachers if they will be teaching AI in middle school during open house, but I decided that they may be stirring the pot. And see, that's another thing is that we got to lean into asking those questions. There is nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we got to be okay with asking hard questions, especially when it's dealing with our families. And if people are not giving you the quality answers that you want, or that is in leaning into the answer that you're hoping that they would give you, um, you would just have to prepare to teach your children yourself. Because see, I think it's absolutely interesting that even private schools are teaching about AI, and they're allowing the children to really lean into AI, and even some schools are teaching that. Like my daughter's school, they're leaning into AI, but they're a public school too. But a majority of schools, the teachers are saying, "I'm not teaching that." Now, now, here we go. We're also in a space, going back to short form content real quick, is that the brain, it will be trained. This is how easy this stuff, like that's why I said, if you can be programmed quickly on content and beliefs that you really don't want to believe, and why are we leaning into more beliefs and more content that goes against what we believe? Because we're irritated and frustrated, so we lean into more content that is more frustrating and irritating for some reason. I've been guilty of it too. Is because it's an escape from a reality. I'm gonna tell you the God honest truth. I went to it's a cafe in my community that I frequent, and they have really good pancakes. Y'all know I love pancakes. And I went there, and everybody was happy, and it was a diverse crowd, very diverse. Folks open the door for you, speaking to you, good morning, da da da. You know, everybody's being nice, everybody's speaking to one another, and then you online and it's havoc. It's like, what kind of world is this? But we lean into the world with the foolishness and the chaos, which I think this is also why reality TV tends to go towards drama and foolishness, because people don't have any drama. For some reason, our society leans more into the lack of peace instead of embracing peace. Peace is boredom to a lot of people, right? Even down to the place of, if everybody just went down to one social media platform and worked that bad boy like it was nobody's business, you know why it would be hard for many of us? Because we'll feel like we're missing out. It's the FOMO. It's well, what if my ideal client is over there? What if my ideal client is over there? What if this person is over there? And we have experienced it, right? We have experienced where we were like, oh, well, I'm going to go on LinkedIn and just see. And then you get a client from LinkedIn, you be like, oh my gosh, I got a client from LinkedIn, so it must be working. No, it's the fact of the matter is that your ideal client is everywhere. They're in all places. But over time, your ideal client is someone that can hold the space and the time for a transformation rather than a quick hit. There's nothing wrong with quick hits if that's what floats your boat. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that there's a special space for people with quick that need quick hits. But if you are a transformational agent, you see how I put that? If you are an advocate of transformation, which means that you want to prepare people in so many ways or to help them maintain, you're interested in seeing people transform their lives for the better and not to hold on to a old self that they're trying to find people to help them manage the normalcy and the mediocrity that they have accepted. Because some people are just interested in learning how to manage the mediocrity instead of getting out of it. Amen, somebody. That's good. A friend of mine that, well, we used to be friends years ago, and I remember her um, being a keynote at this Google event, and I thought it was so dope. Like I was like, oh my god, it was amazing, and I was like, oh my gosh, small town from Memphis. She was from Memphis too, and to see her on stage in California, like killing it on stage, and I remember her saying something like, Jay, this is cool, and I was so excited, but I got home and had to come back to reality. I had to come back to reality because to come back to reality means to do what? I had to do it all over again. I had to find another opportunity to get exposed again because guess what? People gonna forget. Like people are gonna forget that you were in the Essence magazine. People are gonna celebrate you for that TEDx talk that you did. People are gonna celebrate you for hitting, I don't know, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. People are gonna forget that you were featured in a conference with two or three other experts and figures that are mainstream. People are going to forget that. They're going to be excited that you're sharing it, and they're going to be excited about your the perceived evolution. But the embodiment work is what happens when you come off of that high. Because when you come off of that high, guess what? You got to find another one, and you got to find another one, and you got to find another one, and you got to find another one until being in spaces where you are respected is normal. People can think you're amazing all day. They could think you have changed their life. People can say, "Oh my gosh, your content just does something to me." But is that enough for you? Is that enough? It's what you believe because you got to believe different. You have to believe different. And when I say, what do I mean by that? I mean by, yes, people can think you're amazing at what you do. And you can pop your collar online. You can get on here. You can talk about how good you are. You can talk about all your client wins. All of those things are great. And keep talking about it. You need to keep talking about it. That you keep marketing, right? That is marketing. But if it's not enough for you and you don't feel fulfilled and you feel stretched and you feel like God is calling you higher and God is calling you into deeper, then you're going to have to release. You're going to have to release the feeling of always being told that you're great. And you're going to have to release those feelings of always being told that your content changes people. And you're going to have to detach from that. And you're going to have to get back into self and say, it is nobody's job to feel good about my work but me. It's my job to feel good about my work. It's my job to feel good about what I do for people. Yes, those people give you the evidence, and that's very important. You need that evidence so that you can stay on the right track, but you don't get comfortable. Don't you ever get comfortable. Even now, I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you are engaged. I don't care. I don't care. The reason why a lot of us are not in the space and in the reality that we really want to be in is because we're making decisions on things, and we're making decisions on the things that we should be doing and already judging ourselves for those decisions that we're not making. For example, if you know in your heart, like you like, I need to go all in. I need to just, send emails to 25 people tomorrow. Like go ahead and get them set up. And immediately your body just starts, well, do you have to do that? You don't have to. But who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? If that is supposed to be the next level, if that is supposed to be the next level into, then why judge that decision? If you know that you're supposed to be growing your audience and you're supposed to be growing a aligned email list, if you know that you're supposed to be doing these things, then why are we not doing that? Because what are we trying to keep the middle ground steady? Are we trying to keep from being seen? Are we trying to keep from being seen? A lot of us stop going live. A lot of us stop posting content. A lot of us stop producing video because we're scared of what? What are we scared of? Are we searching for someone to validate us over and over and over again? Or is our validation, what weighs heavier? The reason why a lot of people that we admire are in that place, and this conviction season. The reason why a lot of the people are that we admire are in the place that they are in is because they took risks that a lot of us would judge ourselves for. They took the risk of doing something that we have consistently judged ourselves from not doing because we were supposed to do the same thing. Everybody got a choice here. You have a choice to be successful. Success is a choice. And consequently, you're going to live out the result of what you wish you would have done instead of doing it right now. Because a lot of us are in this space right now where we should have let go of such and such a long time ago. If it is not speaking to where you're going, let it go. Oh, come on, Casey. She said we are scared of risk taking because we're so focused on people pleasing. And that right there, what that is, and that's a metric. That's an invisible metric that we have allowed ourselves to measure life by what other people are saying, by what people think of us, by what are they gonna say if? well, I don't want to shake the boat too much, or I don't want to cause a disturbance. But you cause yourself a disturbance every single day. You know why you cause yourself a disturbance? How you cause yourself a disturbance? By not doing what you said you were going to do. Your spirit is always disturbed because instead of pleasing your future self, because your future self got to thank you for today. It's going to either thank you for today, it's going to curse you for today. Because what you do every single day is going to point towards the future. Every single day that you live out, that you say yes to, that you say no to, that you don't do, and sometimes drastic things, drastic risk taking is a step towards the quantum. It's the step towards the quantum. And when I say the quantum, I'm talking about, you're talking about quantum timelines. Everybody talk about timelines and jumping timelines and all this other stuff. You're not, nobody is changing timelines until you learn how to get absolutely streamed and focused. Where the attention goes is where energy flows. So you're going to have to do things that look off. You're going to have to do things that look very drastic. I remember my mentor that I invested in last year. Amazing. She used to be on TikTok a lot. And used to be on TikTok a lot. And somebody asked her, I will never forget, because I had stopped seeing her on TikTok. And I was like, no, she don't do this. She just do Instagram now. And I remember her saying, somebody asked in the mastermind, because it was a mastermind I was in. And she said, she asked her, I noticed that you don't do TikToks anymore. Like, your account is still there. And she said, oh, that's not my account. She said, it's probably somebody else that didn't, you know how TikTok do. TikTok will, honey, you'd had 16,000 profiles in your name. And anyway, that's another thing too. That's a whole different lie. Because TikTok don't mind allowing other people to duplicate on your behalf and getting coins on your behalf. Because a lot of these people are in those creator rewards program and duplicating your content. That's in the story anyway. And she said that the reason why I got off TikTok was because that was the season for TikTok. I completed that season, and that never left me. That never left me. And I'm like, wow, there are seasons. And why we get nervous about seasons ending is because we feel like we're gonna miss out. When just making an executive decision that this channel does not work, or this platform, or leaving Comcast to go to AT&T, or to go to, I don't know, Charter Communications, and not, it's a choice. If it's not serving where you're going, there has to be some changes. And there's going to be some drastic changes where people are going to, where are you at? Like, are you okay? Where are you going? And sometimes we'll do things and then we'll go back and we'll just be like, well, I'll just get back on just because maybe I was thinking this, but and then you're done with this season. That season is, you keep going back to an old season. That season is done. What do you think you're going back to get? What are you going back to get? There's nothing back there. Are you thinking that you're gonna, now what's the whole purpose of reactivating? What's the whole purpose of getting back on here? And what was the purpose? Because ain't nothing's there. I'm calling you over here. The soul is calling this way, because guess what? Uh Long form content is going to be where it's at. And I'm going to tell you this, a lot of people did not, people reached out to me, but they didn't follow. I'm going to tell you like this and be honest. The people that reached out to me yesterday, and I love you, but a lot of people, when I said, I'm over here on Substack, or I'm over here on this, they ain't follow. They didn't come over. You know why? They didn't come over to Threads. They didn't come over to YouTube. Everybody's not going to follow you. Some people are okay with the level that you're making them comfortable at. When I said I was leaving TikTok that last time, not this time, because I didn't tell anybody I left. I just and people are like, "Oh, I miss you. I miss you, Coach. Oh my gosh, I understand." That should have been the indicator right there that that was the season that was up. And I saw people, I was like I'm the kind of person like if I got a favorite content creator, because I have several. I have people like I will follow. Like, where are you going? I'm going too. Like I have a on here on YouTube, I follow several creators that are multiple platforms, but I just thought it was odd to me that, people like, oh, I miss you. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. But it came to my awareness. And my spirit was like, girl, why are you surprised? Why are you surprised that they said, okay, bye? We're gonna miss you. Don't you know that is spiritually indicating that the season was up? That chapter has to close. That is done. We'll miss you is to let you know we will miss you. We will miss your presence. The remnant will follow. The remnant will appreciate. The remnant will come. This is why when people want to know, as long as you ain't block them or it ain't no drama, they want to know what's going on. And then when you tell them, oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna miss your what? But it happens. And everybody is not going to go. So and this is a big if, that if you are feeling that God is calling you towards something bigger, and when I say bigger, that means into the next season of concentration. That's a word. You need to write that down. If God is calling you to a season of concentration, let me write that down for myself. Jesus, where's the season of concentration? Don't make me holler on this Sunday. Because don't make me wrong. The season of concentration. If you are being called into a season of concentration, you better run and you better obey. I got to do this. Wait a minute. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. When I get to typing like that in the middle of a thing, that means I have to break the word down, baby. Cause it's the woo. Come on, somebody. Cause concentrating is a word that is it's for the creative. It is for the creative. We are creative beings, like 100%. Creatives are fluid, right? We can, if we want to get up and create an ebook, doggone, you can get up and create an ebook. If you want to get up and create a course, doggone, you can get up and create a course. However, however, concentration is a word that means the action or power of focusing your mental or physical effort on one thing. It's focus, it's intensity, and intensity, because what is going to happen in the next 4 months is going to set up your 2026 all the way to 2030. When they say lock in, that is a a spiritual call, because everybody feeling it. And it goes back to the comment where somebody said, who said that? I don't know if it was on my last live, where everybody's talking about quitting social media. Numbers are dropping, right? Numbers are dropping. This right here is your call to everybody feeling it. And so you got people that's going to drop off social media to just get their mind together. And then you got some people who are entering into a new season of absolute concentration, which means what? It is focus and intensity. Concentration means together. Centrum, and this is the etymology I'm breaking down here. Centrum is meaning to center. The French later made concentre, or, with their French dialect, to bring to a center. My goodness. And by the early 1600s, English speakers stole it to mean to bring things together in one place. By the 1800s, it also meant mental focus. So what that literally means in so many ways is bringing everything into center. Because the doom of it all, because it gets to a place now where you got to believe. What report do you believe about yourself? What is a report that you believe about yourself? I wrote an article. I wrote it last night about my decision to leave, and put some screenshots and things like that in there. And it's on my Substack for people, because long form content extends the brain. Because right now, and this just came over me, and you can take this and explore and see what your spirit says about later. But even now, we're called to a season where your brain is going to have to learn how to concentrate, because there are going to be some big decisions that you're going to have to make about your life, and you're going to have to learn how to train your brain for that. And if your brain cannot hold itself for an allotted few minutes at a time, if you can't stay in a concentrated space for more than a few seconds, that's the problem. Because you're going to do things and not even, you're going to be making decisions that is the antithesis. You're going to be making decisions based on your emotions and not your spirit. Because the spirit is always going to lead you to what is perfect and what is good. And when we ignore the spirit, we lead with the body. And the body is temporary, just like our emotions are. Our emotions are flighty. Our emotions are up and down every single day. We're always going through up and down of emotions, right? Emotions are roller coasters. You can feel good today, and then 2 hours later, you're depressed or you're anxious about something. But your spirit is always going to keep you on track. So you have to start learning how to make decisions based on your spirit. So that means you got to get your soul in alignment. Because where you're going and what the type of decisions you're going to make is going to have to take somebody with sound concentration and be able to have intense focus. Y'all, so my funnel has been capsized It has been concentrated, and it's my funnel is that Threads is where it's at, leading people over to Substack, and Substack and YouTube are the places where Substack is getting the long form and the content mostly, but then I'm also cross posting to YouTube. That's where we at. That's me. Why is that? Because we are not in a season where we are building up infrastructures on a shaky foundation anymore, based on the trend. We're everything now is destiny decision based. Only make decisions going forward, starting today, based on your spiritual nature and not your emotional nature. Even if it looks off, even if it look makes you look willy nilly, even if it makes you look wishy washy, and you stay on that trajectory and catch yourself. This is why you gotta get concentrated, because you gotta get to a place where you can think with focus. And I don't care what your friends are doing. I don't care what your accountability partner is doing. If they're hitting it, if they're and get focused. Get your messaging focused. Because much of the work you're going to be doing is building key strategic targeted relationships. Everything got to be targeted at this point. We're going back to 2018, 2019. And when I say 2018, 2018, in terms of the concentration, like literally leaning into that. Am I still coaching? Absolutely. But it has to be a concentrated focus. I'm not called in this season to entertain anything that is less than big, and that's including me. So I even had to have a moment where I was like, where am I trying to go? Where am I going? And sometimes you got to be just that simple, because simplicity sometimes is depth. I had to write that down. Simplicity is depth. You got to ask yourself, where am I going? Because if my mind is up for grabs, I got to take that back. I'm sorry. And I don't care how people feel about it. And sometimes you got it. That's right. Quenisha said, St. Christine, notebooks, sticky notes, highlighters, going to, and, and really, like, even when you read now, that's what I told people. When you start, you got to get back to book reading. Go get you some books. I know y'all like the Kindles. I know y'all like the iPads. But you got to get your eyes off of these screens sometimes and get into highlighting, taking notes, copious notes. My goodness, the war is on the mind. What are you talking about? You got to get focused. This is all about the season of concentration. So you can find me on Threads, Substack, and YouTube. and email, of course. But those are the three main places where I will be frequenting, if you will, because this is the way, this is the focus. And I'm getting ready to get off of here. You got to understand, what do you want? What kind of business do you want? Because this is the thing too. Your business is an extension of you. It's an extension of who you are. It's just another role. So you have to decide. You have to decide the extension of you looks like what to support the you. And that is going to take you seeing you higher. You're not building a business to support you, quote unquote, right now in the state that you're in. You're building a business that is going to support you higher. You understand? Does that make sense? So I'm not going to do anything that is going to just be enough for the now, because right now is not where I'm not settled in the now. Am I grateful for the now? Yes. But I have to also progress forward. And that is going to take me doing some things that the masses or the they're not going to agree with, because they're going to question everything. What are you doing? It's the same thing. When you mind your business and when you say, I'm going to do this, doggone it, and that's just the bottom line, and I don't care about how people feel about it, I'm going all the way to destiny. You're going to get people that's going to be confused about what you're doing. Now some people are absolutely inquisitive, genuinely, and absolutely. When people are concerned about you, it's okay to reach out and say, I'm concerned. Is everything okay? The people that, some of the people that inbox me and say, were genuinely concerned. Are you okay, coach? I saw I was trying to send you some on TikTok, or I tried to send you some on Instagram, or I tried to send you some on Facebook, and your page was gone. And then when I told them what the deal was, they were, some of them said, okay, I'm following you there. What's the link? Then they came on over. Some people didn't come on over. And I had to be okay with them not coming on over or even asking where I'm at. The ego got to sit. Your ego has to sit down. You got to take authority over everything that has everything to do with concerning you. And you got to learn how to just lean into that. These are business decisions. Business decisions affect life decisions. Because every decision you make is accounted towards the future in front of you, whether you like it or not. So what you have to do is listen to your spirit nature, which is your true nature, and get out of the cloud. Get out of the clouds. Get out of everybody's face. Locking in means to lock in. And be intentional about the strategy, creating the way, and go concentrated all the way in. What is the season that you're naming this? Everybody needs to just really sit down with themselves today and tomorrow, Labor Day for corporate employees or employees, period. But at entrepreneurs, we going. We have to flow. We're it. This is it for many of us. You don't have a choice in the matter. And you got to sit with yourself and say, what season is this for me? Because I've been sitting in the same season and things ain't running like they was running at first. So where am I going? And where am I being called to? I'm going to say this one thing. I'm going to insert this and then I'm going to finish up. If you are looking to get your global offer together, and if you've been in any of my containers, you know I've been talking to you for a whole year about this. And some of y'all ain't listening. But I promise you, if you don't lean into this message today, you're going to regret it. I want you to think about your global offer. I have my GPT that is on sale right now for $47. And you better grab it. It is going to help you with creating a global offer suite and a strategy with an ROI calculator. The thing bad, baby. Everybody that didn't use this said, Coach, this is just absolutely amazing. What is like, what? You need to be expanding your clientele as of today. I know you love United States. Some of y'all are in the States. Many of y'all are in the States. Most of y'all that's listening to me are in the States. I would encourage you to start seriously. Think about globalizing your business ASAP. And if this is confirmation, if you're saying to yourself, this is confirmation, because I just thought about this, you need to lean into what I just said. Stop overthinking that. That's another thing too. We take too long with the confirmations that we have, and confirmations means as of now you need to shift. Jesus, that you need to turn now. Because how many times? Because spiritually things are being brought to you. But then when you hear it from a person's mouth, because you didn't hear it, you listened, but you didn't hear. And then when somebody has to come into your reality to confirm what you once received in the spirit, that means ASAP. Because it was now when you heard it. And when it comes out of my mouth, or comes out of someone's mouth, or a confirmation through another conversation, it doesn't mean to keep delaying. It means I'm sending you a word from somebody that you need to do it now. Because it's urgent. And the longer we take wallowing in, you're gonna live out their reality at some level. Warning comes before any destruction. And I'm not saying claim that, but I am saying that you need to lean into getting concentrated on where you are going to land. And you can still serve here, but you need to definitely serve in other spaces. You either get into that while you still have the grace and the mercy of the globe's compassion. We are disappointed in the leadership here. Everybody is. Absolutely. 100%. Most people are disappointed in the leadership. And you know what I'm talking about. But it's going to come by way of you understanding that I can't do anything to fix it, but what I can do is fix my future. And the way I fix my future is right now. So you need to get your offers in alignment. Substack, if you want it, it is $47. It is so good. You can look at it. Let me know. Send me a note. And I know you can send messages on Substack. So send me a message on Substack and ask me, hey, Coach, let me see the link. I will send it to you. YouTube, it is pinned at the top of this chat to take a look at it. You have got to lean in. It's the same. I use that GPT myself. The time is of the essence. And we got to have a better relationship with time. We want to create time as an experience, not be anxious about time. Okay? So I'm on Threads. So those y'all who asking me about Facebook, I don't know if y'all heard me. I said Substack, Threads, Substack, Threads, and YouTube. That's where I'm at. You can send me DMs on Threads. You can send me DMs on, and look, we gotta be following each other on Threads. You can send me DMs on Substack. You can send me emails. Nothing is hidden. And I love you. I love all of you. I'm sending you love. I'm sending us, and I'm speaking into us right now that that you walk into this season with boldness and stop being afraid. You are very smart. You are very intelligent. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You got to release that fear. You got to get out of it. There's nothing good in fear. The only way you're going to come out is that you got to walk in courage. And you are a courageous person. You have done great exploits before. You have done great things before. You have done great, amazing, and miraculous things before. Miracles happen to you all the time. But I want you to lean into the possibility of having a miraculous life because you deserve it. The last 5 years have been a lot of learning lessons. Will it hurt a little bit to go into this next season with all like 5x this to 5x? Heck yeah, it's probably gonna be a little painful. It's gonna be a little painful. It's gonna be a little painful. Slim is on my look on my YouTube. I'm on YouTube too. So come look at the whole thing. I had to restart it 2 or 3 times. You gotta lean into what is good for you. And by any means necessary. If people got something to say, let them have something to say. If the yes is in you, can't nobody tell you no. You just find somebody that's gonna tell you yes. That's all. Make the goal. The goal is spiritual. Plan. The planning is spiritual. Then you have to believe that you can do what you have set the goal to become. And you have set the standard, because every goal that you make, every goal that you set is for the higher version of yourself. And that's going to take you leaning in. Is it going to be painful? You may lose some people. Sure will, probably. Oh, and it don't matter because it's your life. It's your life. This is your calling. And we've got to get ahead. This is all proactive. Don't wait until you in it to then change it. Get ahead of it. If you want to work with me, let me know. I am coaching. We're going on. All right. Love y'all. Have a beautiful Sunday. Bye.